Well, the Saints certainly gave Southeast Louisiana something else to be distracted for 3 hours, and it was well worth it as the Saints dominate the Packers and win 38-3. And the big story coming out of this, Jameis Winston, in his very first career start with the Saints, throws 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. He's the first player in NFL history to do that in his first start with a new team. He's the 7th overall quarterback to have 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in a season opener. And he and the offense played so well against the Green Bay Packers. That offensive line dominated in this game in Jacksonville. Really, that heat and humidity probably was on their side as they wore down that Packers front. 171 yards rushing for the Saints. They won up front, they won through the air, and pretty much dominated on offense. Meanwhile, that defense for the Saints was able to keep Aaron Rodgers, an MVP-type quarterback, in check. He had one of the worst games in his NFL career, as his quarterback rating was 36.8. The Saints defense did everything to disrupt him and couldn't really get in any rhythm. And the other big thing was the time of possession. The Saints kept the ball away from Aaron Rodgers, so when he did go on the field, he couldn't do much, as the Saints offense was able to be the best defense against Aaron Rodgers. There are 2 injuries of note in this game to kind of take a look as we move on into the following weeks. Eric McCoy, first off, at center, was injured. He had a lower leg injury. That's reported. We don't know exactly the extent of that injury. Cesar Ruiz slide over from right guard to center to replace McCoy. We don't know how long McCoy could be out, but potentially there is enough depth there at the offensive line. Calvin Throckmorton came in at right guard to replace Cesar Ruiz, who moved over to center. So that's one injury to watch. Another one was Marshawn Lattimore. He was real questionable Saturday after he was good to go on Friday's injury report. Saturday, he was downgraded to questionable with a knee injury. He did go through warmups, played in this game, and then at the start of the second half, he actually stayed back in the locker room because he was getting a cast on his right wrist. He was able to play the rest of the way, but we don't know if that injury may hinder him as we move on through the coming weeks, if it's something that may keep him out, force games, or maybe he'll have to wear that cast for the remainder of the season. But those are 2 injuries, 2 big injuries to starters that the Saints may be having to have a little bit of concern moving forward. But overall, a big win for the Saints as they pretty much shocked not only everyone here in Southeast Louisiana, but the rest of the league with a huge convincing win against a team that's one of the favorites to win the NFC. 38-3 Saints beating the Packers. Good start to the 2021 season for Sean Payton and company.